Now, gradients can be used for a lot more than just rendering a thing that looks like a gradient. um, Here, for example, we took interpolated a set of colors between some red and yellow and green colors, and just filled the screen with a bunch of ellipses using those colors. So that's another thing we could do. I mean, you could do any number of things with gradients. So at some point, you have to evaluate what those in between colors are going to be. So instead of calling one of the render functions, we're going to use the eval function. And let's just start from scratch and see if we can duplicate what we did here. Let's see. I'll keep just a little bit of this. So we create that dog waffle object. We save and undo. We got the width and height of the image. And we do a refresh at the end. And we'll just keep that. All right. So we're working with the gradient class still. So let's do dim g gr. Let's do gr because we're going to use the variable g for something else later. As new vb gradient, and let's add a couple of stops here. Gr dot add stop, and we'll just use 0 to 255 as our time value. That'd be great for filling out a lookup table, for example, if you needed like 255 colors for something, whatever. So anyways, we'll just put time 0 and the color. We need that. Let's see if there's a way to do this from RGB without having to add stop. Eval, let's see. Can't stop. No, okay. So yeah, we have to use that that color. So 0 comma C. We need that that color object MC as new VB color, and we'll give that some color. C dot set color 255 comma 0 0, and we'll copy this a few more times. Let's see, copy. Let's do some different colors this time. Let's do let's see, the first was red. Let's use blue and magenta 255, and this one will be blue. All right, so 0 and 255. So we'll set that to 128. Time is 128. That'll be the middle stop, and the last will be 255. All right, so let's make a loop here. I keep hitting the wrong one. 0 to 255. Next. Okay, and we'll put all our stuff inside of there. We're also going to want a drawing object, so let's make a drawing object. Dim dr as new vb drawing. And remember, we want to put this everything in the begin, draw, end draw functions. Let's see. So dr dot end draw. That should have actually been there before the refresh. All right. We'll make that nested like that. So everything we're going to do inside this for next loop here. So we want to evaluate the color. So let's do a gr, that's a gradient object, dot eval. And if we did eval, we'd have to give this a, you see the output type is VB color. We'd have to do something like C equals eval dot time, which would be N, I guess. But that's not going to work because we can't do that through com. So we're going to use a different function. We're going to use gr dot eval RGB, or RGBA maybe. Yeah, let's do the RGB. And we'll give this, now we pass these values by reference. That way it can fill them out for us. Let's see, so we'll do time is N, comma R, comma G, comma B. And we have to declare those variables. Oops, that should not be in parentheses in VB. All right, so let's declare these variables somewhere up here. Dim R as single, comma G. That's why we use gr for the gradient object. We're going to use G as a variable, as single, comma B as single, and see we do gradient gr.eval RGB, comma n, that's the time, and RGB is the colors we want to fill out. So now we have RG and B filled out with these interpolated, evaluated colors. Let's do something with them. Dr dot, this is the drawing object dot ellipse. Give it a placement, which will be width times, so let's make it R&D times width, comma, R&D times height. Those are random values between width and height. And give it a radius of R&D times, say 100. And that's almost it. All we have to do now is tell this drawing object a few things like dr dot use fill true, and dr dot use stroke false, and I think that's it. Let's run that and see what happens. Now let's see, debug, what did I do wrong? And time, no, that's x1, what, ellipse, what did I just misclick on? Alright, so n, that looks like n is time. What is giving me a single, single, and single? What is, oh, one thing we did not do is we have to manually tell the gradient object to go ahead and prepare to evaluate. So before we start this loop, somewhere up here, after the last stop, we're going to go to here and say gr dot create LUT. That creates the lookup table for us. So basically, oh, and we have to give it a parameter of the maximum time. We know it's going to be 255. And that is it. So we've created this lookup table, which is basically all the interpolated values of these in between these three gradient stops. And that put it in a lookup table for us. And now when we go to eval, that will pull those values out of there. And they will be interpolated correctly. So even if it's a single precision or a not an integer value, it'll still be an in-between value. In between the integer values. So you won't have to worry about banding or anything like that. So let's run that, and let's see, now what? gr.eval, and not sure what's wrong this time. Let me try dot eval, because I did this earlier and it worked. T as long dot eval, and as single 255 dot R G and that's B. All right. Oh, these should have been single. Did I do these as longs? Let me look here. These should have been, yeah, this is single. And why am I getting an error now? Okay, so that worked that time. Okay, so now it's working for some reason. Let me clear this. Let's run it. Huh, strange. Oh, one thing we haven't done yet is, let's see, right here we need to do dr.set set fill color RGBA, or set fill color. Yeah, let's do the RGBA one. Let's see, set fill color RGBA, and we'll give it R, comma G, comma B, comma 255 for the alpha, and that should be it. All right, that should have been it. Huh. That should have been times width. Let's see, anything else wrong? There we go. Okay, we got it that time. It was a typo. All right, so uh, just like what we started out to do, we We got the width and height of the image. Then we created three